Hello, I'm Ludovica Villar-Hauser of History Matters. For the past 6 years, History Matters has proudly offered the Judith Barlow Prize for one-act student plays inspired by historic plays by women. Named for Judith Barlow, one of the preeminent scholars of historic American drama written by women, the award offers the winning student a monetary prize and a reading of their play here in New York. History Matters was very proud to award the 2020 Judith Barlow Prize to Leah Barsanti of Northwestern University for her play, The Almost Emperor of the Unofficial District of Lake Michigan, inspired by Lorraine Hansberry's A Raisin in the Sun, and sponsored by Professor Roxanne Hines Bradshaw. Unfortunately, and we all know what's coming next, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, History Matters has made the difficult decision to cancel this year's in-person reading and award ceremony. We look forward to celebrating Leah and her play at a future event, and we thank her for sharing a few words with us now.
Hello, Internet! My name is Leah Roth Barsanti, and I am the 2020 winner of the Judith Barlow Prize for my play, The Almost Emperor of the Unofficial District of Lake Michigan. My play, which, yes, has a crazy long title, was inspired in part by Lorraine Hansberry's A Raisin in the Sun, specifically the theme in that play of land and property ownership and how it relates to the history of Chicago. Being a Chicagoan myself, I'm very aware of the complex history that this city has regarding land and property ownership that dates back to before basically when Columbus landed in America, to be honest. But I have chosen to explore this history through a very bizarre lens, and that is the story of Captain George Wellington Streeter, who is often touted as Chicago's most eccentric ever resident. He was a man who wasn't actually a captain, though he did have a boat, so I guess you could say that makes him a captain, but it was not his profession, who crashed, and by crashed I mean totally docked on purpose, his boat on a sandbar off the coast of Chicago in Lake Michigan, and then filled in the area around his boat with debris from the city, creating a huge plot of land that did not used to be there. He then decided he owned the land and could sell it to whoever he wanted. This, of course, upset a lot of Chicago's millionaires because they own the littoral, which means land under the lake rights to the land that Streeter was essentially now squatting on. So a crazy battle ensued that involved the Chicago cops who were in the millionaires' pockets and also hired private militias, and Streeter and his wife chasing off these people with shotguns and hot frying pans and often chamber pots that were filled with, human excrement. Just a crazy, bizarre story. But Streeter also did become a bit of a folk hero because he was the only person at the time who would sell plots of land to unmarried women, to Native Americans, to other groups of people that the city of Chicago would not allow to own land. So, again, a bizarre story, and I choose to tell it in an equally bizarre way, kind of in a Dada style, with puppets and songs and all sorts of things. But at the heart of my play, and at the heart of, I think, Captain Streeter's legacy, is this question of who has the right to own land, especially in a country where most owned land has been stolen from its original inhabitants. So that's my play. I also just want to briefly talk about how important it is to read historical plays by women, because truly it is of the utmost importance. Whether you're a student, whether you're just a person who loves theater, these historical plays by women really have shaped theater as we know it today. When we look at the canon, we often think of male writers, Tennessee Williams, Oscar Wilde, etc. And not to discount their plays, but the women who were writing alongside of them and even before them had to be twice as good in the male-dominated field of theater to get produced. So these plays, you shouldn't just read them because they're by women. You should read them because they're damn good. And they've really changed the scope of theater. I mean, not just Lorraine Hansberry, but like Aphra Behn, Susan Glasswell, Mae West, Merida Bonner, all of these historic women playwrights who we don't study in school enough. Crack open a play by them because you will not be disappointed.